Tell us and the listeners about Nuns with Nunchucks. What the game's going to be like.
So Nuns with Nunchucks is all the players have decided that they want to be world dictators. So they are trying to put together armies to take over the world, but they're a little late, so they have to kind of deal with what's left. So you get the stupidest, craziest combatants that I can think of. So Nuns with Nunchucks, obviously, Amish people from the future, Abraham Lincoln's evil twin brother, like the craziest fever dream things that have randomly popped in my head over the past couple of years that got put into a Google sheet.
Can I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
What is Abraham Lincoln's brother's name?
Tony.
Again, Tony?
Tony. The bottom of the card says the lesser known Tony Lincoln.
Tell me his weapon is just Lincoln logs and he just like chucks them at people. Right?
Well, we just recorded a video. Because for Kickstarters, you have like the video.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something like really out there. So I got a bunch of people to dress up as characters. And have you ever seen like the original Smash Brothers commercial?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
In the field,
me and you and you. And you. Yeah.
We kind of made that with characters of it.
That's awesome.
I was like, I want it to be like so overly serious, or at least thinks it's serious that it makes it hilarious. So like it's gonna be in slow motion. Like we got one of those stunt beer bottles that like they use in movies.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where this redneck comes up and bashes the back of my head with a beer bottle, and I'm dressed as the nun the entire time because I couldn't get anyone else to be a nun. So I had to do it.
Hey, if you ever need a nun in the future, I'll be a nun.
All right. Well, it's very hard to convince people to dress up as things and do stuff on video.
I have no dignity, man.
Yeah, same. We got you.
But Abraham Lincoln was one of the characters, and so I got one of those foam axes. So he has an axe. Period appropriate.
So it just turned into a very confusing LARP.
Yes. we were recording out in my friend's field, and it's like kind of out in the middle of nowhere farm area, and no one ever drives down his road except for the day that we're by the road dressed like these characters, and there's like 50 cars that go by.
The parade comes by
so slow, like what on earth. And this lady comes by and she rolls down her window and she's like, "Are you guys doing a TikTok?" Yep, we're doing a TikTok. That's what we're doing,
lady.
Please.
Boy, I wish I could have been one of the people just happening down that road that day. That would have been something to stumble upon out of context. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I think like the neighbors were calling each other of, you have to drive by and see what these people are doing.
Jeez. I'm pretty
There's
sure
only two people that live on the road.
Pretty sure I saw Abraham Lincoln with an axe fighting nuns with nunchucks.
Yeah. We had a dinosaur too.
Oh,
nice.
We got one of those like inflatable ones that you see on like, videos all the time. We got one of those.
Oh man, I cannot wait to. You said that's going to be on the Kickstarter?
Yep.
Oh, I'm excited.
We'll probably do like I think I'm about doing like a premiere of it the night before, but it will be like the main video on the Kickstarter page.
Awesome.
Oh man, that's going to be cool to see. Nice. I can't wait.
It was
so tell us. Go ahead.
Crazy. It was just, I never thought in my life I would ever do something like that. And I'm sitting there dressed as a nun fighting Abraham Lincoln, a dinosaur, and a Kamikaze Kentuckian. Throwing elbows, doing jumping kicks. I was sore for a couple days. I am too old to be.
Oh, I'm sure. Tell me this though. How much fun was it?
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was worth every time.
I got to kind of beat some people up for fun, and my fiance was the dinosaur, so it had like a lot of cushioning. So I got a lot of frustration out over time.
It's like therapy, only it's free.
Exactly.
Keep it around the house, and whenever you guys are on each other's nerves, like, could you put that thing on real freaking quick? Oh man. So, where'd the idea for this one come from? I think I commented last time, like I would be hard pressed to think of one game, let alone six, going on seven. And we already know, Jordan. Maybe you don't know, but we know that seven isn't even going to be the top, the top of the pile. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep making awesome games. But what is it that inspired Nuns with Nunchucks? Where'd the concept come from?
So it comes a lot from old fighting games like Street Fighter 2, Tekken, Virtual Fighter. When I was in high school, like I grew up in this little town called Utica, and there was one arcade machine in the entire town, and it was this in this pizza place in the back. They had a Street Fighter 2 cabinet. So after school, that's where me and my group of friends of nerds all went. Instead of going and playing sports, we went and did Street Fighter. But I'm always kind of looking for different things to take inspiration from. It's like, okay, how can I make this into something? And I always like the combos part of like, that's how you win a Street Fighter. You learn how to do the combos. So I wanted to try to find a way to do that. So like in the game itself, all the cards either have like hit points or healing points, but some of them have special abilities where you can chain them together. So you can make combos to like make your, give a whole lot more hit points to one person and then heal yourself in the process. So that's kind of where it all came from, of just trying to take the general idea of how fighting games work and then put it into a game. But I also had like this list of characters that I had been building and didn't know what to do with yet. But I'm like, okay, well, I'll take that mechanic, but we'll use all these characters. We're not like you pick your fighter and that. For this, like, no, you have all these fighters, they're in your army. And that just kind of makes it more fun of like what's someone going to pull out next.
For sure. Man, I can't wait to play. And this is more than just a card game. There's a bag of little like strike tokens or hit point. Yep. Or how would you describe these tokens, Jordan?
I call them hit point tokens.
Hit point tokens. Okay. I was about to say that, but wasn't certain.
Yeah, those are just like, so you can keep track of like if you got hit 3 times, you put 3 of those in front of you, so you keep track of how many times you've been hit. And then like if you heal yourself, you take those away. So it's an easy way for everyone to kind of keep track of where everyone is.
Right.
Got it.
Man. So as far as people who are interested in Nuns with Nunchucks and want to go back the Kickstarter, what are they in for? What do backers receive for their patronage?
So we have 2 kind of like consumer level pledges. First one is just the game itself. It's going to be $20.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
So. And then we'll have one. It's called like a deluxe edition, I guess, but it's the game, and I'm putting in nunchucks. I'm getting a bunch of foam nunchucks, and I'm getting like the decals you put on it, and then me and the illustrator will sign them. And
nice.
Have the nunchucks and hit people to your own delight. It's foam, so I can't get sued for it. It's perfect.
You just told that to a Ninja Turtle fan, man. What do you think I'm going to do?
Beat the shit out of me next time I'm over.
Oh, it just keeps getting better. That's a great idea, man. Yeah. And you're not allowed to wear any T-Rex suit either. Just you.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
And then we also, Kickstarter now allows you to do like add-ons and stuff. So if you're there and you want to get Nuns with Nunchucks, but you'd like to like, hey, I want to try Don't Get Stabbed, or I want to try Oh Nuts or something, you can just easily add it on, make it one order, and I'll send those out to you as well.
Wow. Nice. That's a great idea, man. I mean, it's inventory you have already.
Yep.
Instead of,
no need to wait. I'll just send them the next day, or like once the campaign's over.
Yeah, sweet. You're not like busting your ass to like make T-shirts or something. That's a great idea, man. Perfect reason to back. And $20 for that game, man. Are you sure you're not taking a loss on that?
I'm sure.
Okay, good.
So many times.
That's a great price, man. That is a great price.
Yeah, and then one thing I want to make sure everyone's clear on is like for shipping will be charged after. Like it's $20 for the game, and then once we get them in, then we do the whole shipping thing.
Right.
Sure. That's typically how most almost all Kickstarter starters do that now, because shipping, if you've ever shipped anything, is just insane anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's best just to do it right before it ships out, because then it's like I'll go to more accurate rate of what it is actually going to cost.
Sure. And it's going to vary too if they get other stuff, right?
Yeah, like if you get multiple things, that'll change all of that. So it's easier than just figure out what it is you ordered and then charge you for that. And I have estimates of what everything will be, so you'll be able to kind of figure that out. But putting all that into Kickstarter to make Kickstarter figure it out, you're drive yourself crazy, and it'll probably be wrong. So everyone's moved to doing shipping after.
I've heard so many times how shipping, in the end has bit people in the ass with their expenses. And it makes sense. It should be that way, because that, it's ever fluctuating shipping rates. You can't, it's not like it's always going to be this price. Like it could be one price one day, a different price the next day. Yeah. Why wouldn't you do it that way? I would too.
There was a lot of campaigns for like games and stuff, like especially in 2020, when it really went crazy. Like they were never able to get the games out because the cost of shipping became so high that they didn't have the money to do it. So unfortunately, a lot of people backed stuff that they didn't get. But I've done this so many times now, I know what to do, and all of that's on me to get it done for you. And like I'm 100% confident we are going to get everyone out to everybody.
Awesome. Have all your games been funded by Kickstarters?
This will only be the second one we've done on Kickstarter.
Okay.
And that's because this is a game that I think Kickstarter is a good community for. Typically, like obviously there's exceptions, but there's normally not a lot of like family friendly games, kids games. A lot of those stuff that typically end up on Kickstarter.
Right.
So I was like, I don't want to waste a bunch of money trying to get people to support a Kickstarter for no one on Kickstarter is really going to be interested anyways. Where this one, because of the humor and everything, I'm like, this is prime Kickstarter community. So we're going back for this one. And if you watch the old episode, you probably heard me say that I lost most of my hair on the first Kickstarter. So this is going to be the nail in the coffin. This is probably the last time
I'll take a screenshot really quick.
Yeah. We do videos of me looking at an old photo of me brushing it, like, oh, back in the days when I had hair.
Please tell me that video is going to be on your Kickstarter too. I want to see that.
I will probably.
That's got to be the sequel card game, creators with toupees.
Yes. I'm
gonna do an expansion for a pen really quick.
In all seriousness, though, with this property, if it is successful, are you thinking of doing like starter packs or doing like kind of building on that?
Yeah, one of the good things about this is like it's much easierly, is that a word?
It is
now.
Yeah. Compared to some of the other stuff we did. Don't get stabbed. Like we have ideas for an expansion pack, and we're probably going to be doing more with that after this. But this was developed in mind of like, okay, if this was successful, there's easy ways that we can get more cards in here that still doesn't mess up the mechanics. Awesome. So like if I already have a spreadsheet full of stuff. Like it's a not safe for work pack. I'm going to call it the unholy pack because I think that's funny for the nuns. But yeah, it's stuff I probably can't say on the internet. But yeah, there's already like the ones that you see in the game are maybe a third of the things that are actually existing in this list of potential characters. Awesome. So there's a lot of stuff that I can pick from.
Yeah, I mean, especially with this new game, I mean, that's just a well that's never going to run dry. I mean, to think of like ridiculous characters and their weapons, like that would just be so much fun to do with a bunch of dudes, like get drunk and just sit around like, all right, what are we going to do now?
As long as people keep giving me alcohol, I will keep making games and characters.
You should put that on your website right under Rookie Mage Games. Alcohol, I'll keep making games. I mean, or make a t-shirt of it. Shit.
Yeah, it's a good t-shirt.
Yeah. I'll wear it. I'll wear that for sure. All right. So I encourage people to check out rookiemage.com. And again, keep an eye out. March 28th. We'll remind us, Jordan. When that goes live, we'll also pump out a link to help direct people your way. And check Jordan out on social media at Rookie Mage Games. Where else should people be going, Jordan?
Well, if you want to go right to the Kickstarter page, like they have like a preview where you can go in and click the button to be notified. If you just go to nunswithnunchucks.com, takes you right there. You can click the button. Should be pretty early in the morning. It depends. My publicist is trying to like work up something where I might do it live. I don't know. I'm at that point in the Kickstarter campaign where I just go where people tell me. Like, okay, whatever.
You're at the I'm fucking done. Let's get it over
so
with.
Like, yeah, my mind, like people ask me things. I'm like, that's called an April question. You cannot ask me anything else until April. That's what that question is for. So we're working on doing something, but if you click the button, you'll get like the notification. Like we're having up on Facebook, all our social media, TikTok. I have TikTok now. So if you want to watch a 40-year-old man try to understand a Gen Z app, check me out on TikTok.
We're right there with you, man. Don't worry.
I want to say we've been trying to get people listen to 40-year-old men talk about toys and video games for the past 10 years. You know who you're talking to? But Jordan, man, it's always a blast when you're on the show. I can't wait to have you back again. Keep the great content coming, man. And thank you so much for your generosity, sending all these games our way. We've got hours and hours of gameplay ahead of us, all because of you. Best of luck to you, man. I don't think you're going to need it, though. I don't think you're going to need it.
Hopefully everything will do great. If not, I'll probably just throw up for a week. I'll
get a package in the mail that says Rookie Mage on it. Be like, oh, another game, and I'll open it's just a bag of vomit. Gross.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Like I always enjoy talking to you guys. Like this is tons of fun. So
awesome, man. We'll have to get together sometime in the future, grab a drink or something. That'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yep.
Come up with game characters while we do. How about that? Huh?